Welcome back to the Big CO podcast by yours truly, Big COZ. I'm so excited to be back here with you again. I'm so grateful to be here with you on episode 6. I thank you for listening to me. I thank you for supporting me. I thank you for encouraging me. I thank you for being real and honest with me. But what speaks to you, what I can improve on, I love it. And I'm grateful to be able to be in a position to build a community where we can evolve, exist, and grow together. What I would like to speak about today is small steps, big bloom. Sometimes growth feels slow. Sometimes it feels invisible. You take steps forward, you take steps backward, it feels like at times. And then you still put in the work, and then nothing seems to really happen in your life. That's how it feels. But I believe that small intentional steps are often the ones that create the biggest changes in our lives. The blooms that you may not see immediately, but the best harvests are sometimes the ones you wait for. So today I want to tie into a perspective from Mel Robinson, the let them theory. I don't know if you are familiar with that book or that concept that I learned from her, to let them. And how learning to let the right things in and let the right things go is the key to living intentionally and at a peace and not a rush like so much of the world. I believe you'll be able to live better, experience life differently when you take a different perspective. So that's what I hope for today in today's podcast. Because lately, I've been thinking about my own growth, and reflecting. And I realized a lot of steps I've taken recently have been quiet. They're not always supposed to be on a loudspeaker about your life. And sometimes the greatest growths are the ones nobody knows about. They just suddenly see the shift in you. They don't make the headlines, no. They don't even get noticed by everyone, like I said, But for me, like journaling consistently, choosing to protect my peace, working out even when I don't feel like it, pushing myself a little harder, like at times lately in the gym, y'all, I've literally been like, okay, I'm wanting to stop. I'm wanting to slow down. I'm wanting to drop the weight, but I just keep pushing. I just keep going. Like, as long as my body's not in like an exhausting pain or something, like something's hurting me, something's throbbing, it's like, okay, I'm good. My mind just wants me to give out. My body's just trying to give out, But when you get your mind together, you can do things that you never thought you could do before. So one thing I want to actually pause for a moment before I keep going is stop telling yourself what you can't do and start telling yourself what you can do. Because I believe when you shift that narrative and you start like looking towards or like honoring what you can do instead of always, oh, I can't do that, I'm no good at that, I'm clumsy. Like, I used to be in relationships with people that would say things to me like, oh, you're clumsy, you're this or you're that, and I'm just like, I guess, but when you gain love for yourself and value and confidence for yourself, starting there, I believe that the way that you look at the world and the way that you are, it shifts, it changes, it truly changes. Like, everything changes when you change your perspective and you change your outlook of yourself. When you learn, you can't even really fully love people the way you should, or others, or even an animal the way you should if you don't love yourself, It starts there. Like, even when it comes to content creating, even when no one's watching, taking moments to pray, or when you're taking time to reflect, these are steps that are slowly allowing you to bloom, allowing me to bloom. Like, when I pray, when I reflect, when I see what I could have did differently in a situation, sometimes it's on you. It's not always on the other person. It's always two sides to every story, but at the same time, take accountability, or like I said, when you're creating your content, no one's watching you when you're doing that or when you're recording, as far as like the people that probably end up seeing it when you produce it. But it doesn't matter. It's yours. You're free to create. You're free to be. You're free to be alive, to be you. And I noticed something the other day. Growth doesn't always feel glamorous. It doesn't always feel good. It's painful. It hurts. It's frustrating. Some things don't make sense. Some things never will. And it doesn't always feel immediate. Like, realizing like you've grown. Like, you might not be where you want to be in life. Cool. How many of us are? But the quiet moments, the small steps, are all laying a foundation for something so much bigger, my friend. Like, this is the year that I actually have done what I said I'm going to do so far. Like, starting, doing, executing, putting myself out there, no matter what people think about me. And what I love about this is I can feel the bloom happening inside myself. And I hope after you finish listening to this episode, you will too. You'll go out there and you'll feel and you'll be and hold yourself to a different confidence. And not because anyone validated it, but because we hit milestones. And because we can see ourselves growing. I can see the changes in my heart, my mind, my faith. And that makes all the world of a difference than what somebody who doesn't even know me from a can of paint, doesn't even know what I walk through, says or judges me based upon a post, based upon a thought, based upon a moment, based upon a day. And that's where Mel Robinson's let them theory really comes in for me. For those who aren't familiar with the idea, it's simple. There are things, opportunities, and people that are meant for you. Let them in. And there are things, opportunities, and people that aren't meant for you. Let them go. Some people are just seasonal. I had to come to terms with that. I've been holding on to people, places, and friends that's just like, yo, let that stuff go. It's time for you to go to new grounds. It's time for you to go to a new gym. It's time for you to get around new people, new friends. Like, it's time for you to let go of people who are okay with not having you in their lives, period. Stop holding on to people that aren't holding on to you. It's really about discernment, about protecting your energy, knowing when to engage, when to communicate. Because I learned this. You can try to communicate with someone all day long, but if they're not trying to comprehend or understand you, you're talking to a brick wall. You're talking to a big brick wall. And trusting that what's meant for you won't pass you by, my friend. So be okay with letting them. Let them think that stuff about you. Let them be that way. Let them. I've seen this play out in my own life. Like, some people, some habits, some pressures, they just didn't serve my growth anymore. And when I'm allowed to let people go. You're allowed to let people go. It's all love. It's about your purpose. It's about you going out there and obtaining the life that you want. It's possible, but you have to go after it. It isn't always going to just line up perfectly for you. Things are going to open up in your favor, but it's all about even getting the momentum going. Like, some people that get scholarships or grants, like, they had to put themselves out there to look or see or hear or know about, do the work, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it landed in their lap. Like, okay, cool, I'm going to school for free. Thank you. So yeah, learn to let people go. And I'm telling you, when I allow myself to let people go, let them, I actually started to see space open up for things that actually matter. The people, the practices, and opportunities that were meant to cultivate growth, peace, and joy in my life. It's a small step mindset, but the right boundaries and focus, it can make such a huge impact. So I don't want to make this podcast super long, super meaty. I'm going to leave you with some notes. Here's what I want to leave you with today. Some ways that you can practically apply this to your week ahead, or whenever you're listening to this. Number 1, identify what matters most to you. This could be your faith, your health, your creativity, something to do with your peace. Whatever it is, name it and prioritize it. I can't express this enough. Number 2, let go of what doesn't serve your growth. Please do this. Unfollow, detox, block, delete. Don't let people be in your head and say that you're corny or you can't communicate because you're choosing not to engage in stuff that doesn't make sense. And let me tell you something that my aunt once told me, my great aunt. Sometimes you can't make sense out of no sense. Like, you can't make sense out of no sense. Let me say that better. You can't make sense out of no sense, so stop it. People, habits, expectations, don't force alignment. Let the rest go. I'm telling you, money will come chasing you down. Money will be deposited in your account. People are going to come find you. Opportunities are chasing you down. Good health is showing up on your report. Clean, pure spirit, healthy mind, vital. Yeah, that's yours. Number 3. Celebrate the tiny victories. Every journal entry, every intentional workout, every prayer, every moment of self-reflection counts. Even if no one notices, no likes, no followers maybe, no interaction, nobody says anything. Cool. Keep being you. Keep being real and authentic to your highest well-being, my friend. It matters. Changes you. And number 4, trust the process. It's hard. This is a hard one. But flowers take time to bloom. Butterflies take time. They don't start as butterflies blooming around. So they start as a little tiny, little ugly caterpillar. They're cute, but they're kind of ugly, you know? And growth is just like that. It's invisible sometimes. Nobody sees the uncomfortable pain, groans, whatever. But the small steps combined in ways you cannot even see right now are going to pay off in your life. You will see the fruit of your harvest. Okay? And let me leave you with this Bible verse. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him and He will make your path straight, my friend. All right, deep breath. We got through it. So the main takeaway is small steps aren't small when they're intentional. They're really big. Let the right things in. Let the right things go. Protect your peace. Protect your heart. Guard your mind. And trust your bloom is happening, even when you can't see it yet. This week, it can all shift for you. It can all change for you. I believe and declare actually over your own life that it's shifting and changing right now. Take one small intentional step toward the life you want to live. Start the thing you always said you were going to start and do. Try the hobby you always said you were going to try. Learn to play the piano or the instrument, whatever instrument of your choice is. It could be journaling, even for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, meditating, sitting in silence, saying no to something that drains you, saying no to someone that drains you, calling a friend who shifts your spirit, or praying intentionally for them. Small steps do matter, my friend, more than we often realize. Okay, final breath together. Well, not really. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. I'm Big CLZ, reminding you to live intentionally, create boldly, and bloom beautifully. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect your peace, and trust the process. XOXO, take care. Thank you so much.